many they had to get? Said 35% or something?
They needed 314, because it's 35% of the last gubernatorial election, which was 2010. So they needed 314, and they actually had 395 that I verified. There was, I think there were 15 that I disqualified, 15 or 16 that I disqualified.
And the election will take place in 30 days, or
No, no,
it's
no,
the next,
in November, I'm sorry,
the
in
regular
November.
election date?
Yes.
That's pretty quick to get that
Yeah.
decided. Anybody can you?
I never talked to them.
I think they end the two with community.
Oh, I didn't.
That's right.
You live in Hickory Creek.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with it. I know from the Unicard situation for restaurants, it's really, they're still gonna check IDs, they still have to make sure people are 21, I mean, all that stuff. Really what this is they, in my opinion, a behind the scenes private entity making money off the state's regulation to try to make a Unicard within the city. So it's, to me, it's welcome.
Well, and if they've certified these signatures, we have to call the election, correct? We don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
Okay, any other discussion? Will I entertain a motion on D9?
I'd like to approve the resolution of the town council of the town of Hickory Creek, Texas, accepting and approving the town secretary's certification of the number of qualified signatures on a petition to order a local option election to legalize the sale of mixed beverages.
Okay, Councilman Keyes made a motion for a second. Second. Councilman Dupree seconds, all in favor? Moving on to item D10, consider and act on a resolution, town of Hickory Creek, Texas, approving and authorizing the purchase of certain real property containing 1.387 and 7.7581 acres.
The real estate contract is in the hands of the representative in Louisiana. They were sent to them by land. They emailed us yesterday wanting them put into a Word format. Being real estate documents, we cannot transfer that over to a Word document, so they have been told to pencil in any, suggestions they may have or any changes they may want. The Lance, of course, on vacation, so went through Adriana at Lance's office, and she sent the information to them yesterday afternoon. So they do have the contract in hand as was approved, and we're just waiting on it.
Any questions on this?
Congratulations. I think this is a big win for the town personally.
We can, once we sign everything and close, then I think we can go forward and talking more about future plans for the town and what the impact's going to be and how it is going to help the town and so forth, and how fortunate we are to be able to do this. So until then, we'll need to just do this piece of it and then go from there. Shannon, is there anything to add on that?
No, just so y'all realize that this is contemporaneous with another contract, so if one fails, they both fail.
Yes.
House.
Right. Okay. Any discussion? No, entertain a motion? Councilman Ward?
I'd like to move that we accept a resolution of the town council of the town of Hickory Creek, Texas, approving and authorizing the purchase of certain real property containing 1.387 and 7.7581 acres.
Okay, Councilman Ward's made a motion, wait a second.
Second.
Councilman Clark seconds, all those in favor?
Aye.
D11. Consider an act on the 2013 interlocal cooperation agreement with Denton County Tax Office for property tax collection.
This is just a yearly agreement that we go into, the interlocal agreement with Denton County to collect our property tax.
What if we don't want to?
I think we want them to.
That's right. All right, any questions on this? Entertain a motion? Councilman Clark.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the 2013 interlocal cooperation agreement with Lincoln County Tax Office for property tax collection.
Okay, Councilman Clark's made a motion, wait a second.
Second.
Councilman Kenny seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
D12, consider an act on the Parks Recreation event to be held at Sycamore Bend Park in October 2013 in conjunction with the Arbor Day.
Yes, there is
Do
just
you
a,
want to, are you going to connect here, or would you like for me to bring the things
Uh,
up there to you?
you know, you're welcome to drive it. I think we'll have to change. It's 4 pages, so we'll just have to
Okay.
take it 3 times and make it nice and easy.
Okay,
Council, I apologize for not having this completed until too late to get it on the advanced agenda, so I pre-printed a 4-page packet for each of you that you have it. Roger, if you don't have one, I've got an extra, or if anybody else would like one. This is probably going to be more detailed than you wanted, but I would rather over-deliver than under-deliver, I guess. The purpose of this is, it's a request by the Parks and Rec to provide additional details that were requested by council on last month's agenda regarding an event to be held in Sycamore Bend Park later this year. So at your pleasure, I'll just go through some of the details, and if there's any questions, let me know, we'll address them. Please accept my apologies in advance. Tom Bont has been in Germany the last 2.5 weeks, and I pretty much kind of taken this under my wing and made a lot of phone calls and then tried to get most of the answers to these questions, but there's still a lot of work to do. But we're a little bit closer than we were last month as far as knowing what exactly it's going to take.
is it in Word or is it in PowerPoint?
It is in Word.
Okay,
Yes. Yes, it is in Word. So this is just a first drawing of what Parks and Rec has agreed they'd like to call Hickory Creek's first annual Volkswagen on the Lake. The concept is for October 25th, 26th, and 27th to have a nationwide organization that includes 1940s, 50s, 60s, and 70s air-cooled Volkswagen Bugs, Volkswagen Beetles, Volkswagen buses, a lot of things that I don't know a lot about. But it's a nationwide organization that tours the country, and they have car shows and camping and a little swap meet. And upon a lot of review, you'll see the last page is a list of resources that I use to gather information about these groups. There's a lot of private entities that host these car shows on private land. I have only found a few models closest to McKinney of municipalities holding something similar to a similar event. So, just briefly, subject matter experts will include Eric Curtis, who is a local bug event coordinator. He's done events in Austin and in Montana and in California and several places. So we've got a guru that's done this before that is actually one of our citizens. Matt Fabre is an event judge who tours the country and judges these types of events. We would ask him to help us. I don't have his buy-in to be the show organizer, but to help us identify and lead and guide, and he's all in for that so far. Robin Curtis has agreed to provide a no-cost marketing and graphic design. Alan Cordry is a web designer, and for fee, I've got approximate fee. There's a fee schedule later included. We're looking to spend $500 to $800 on a robust website that we can use for this event and future events if we so choose so. And the website will be used for registration fees, for camping fees, for vendor fees. They will go directly to a PayPal account. We sell t-shirts free in advance and place advance orders for it, all by web to eliminate some of the details that a volunteer would have to do. The exhibits include a car show, multiple bands on Saturday, a car parade, a Volkswagen bug parade around the town. One of the things that, I'm sorry, I guess I skipped something. One thing that's important is we're looking, the biggest thing that this group does is they like to camp. And they like to camp in their own bugs, their own buses. So most events that I looked at had 200 to 300 campers, okay? A first annual event, the people that we've been speaking to, realistically, we think we're looking at probably 75 to 100 campers. And that's with buy-in from Austin's organization, DFW's organization, and the nationwide organization. We have selected a date that is not on any of the major event calendars for these groups that attend these and camp these and come to the swap meets. So we think we've optimized the date, plus it's a little bit cooler 30 days after the big event that's in McKinney. It's a 35, and all of this is proposed. None of this is set, but this is what I based my data on today, is campers will pay a $35 fee per weekend. We're expecting 100. A minimum, I think we probably need a minimum to make this a success, a maximum of 300, and I tell you that 300 will probably change after we get out there with tape measures and mark off where we're gonna put everybody, okay? We've done an initial look at it, and we're pretty sure we could do it if we had to, but there's nothing that says we can't cap it at 75 or 100 if that's what we feel is best for this event. Extra $20 fee for those who pull a trailer. In our research, we found that 50% of these people that are in these car shows have $10,000 chrome tops, have $15,000 motors, and they don't drive them. They pull them on trailers. So if they're going to be taking up 2 parking spots, we're going to charge an additional fee for that trailer. You gotta tell me, if I'm getting too far down in the weeds, you don't want to know these details, let me know, and I'll just skim the top, okay? But I do want you to know we've done a real thorough job to try to think of most of the ankle biters that are going to crop up. Show vendor fee. A show vendor fee is, we're looking at approximately having 10 vendors there at a $25 fee. And what we're calling a show vendor is somebody that is camping there and they regularly attend these and they're swapping parts with other campers. So they're going to set up a little table under a tree in the park and they're going to swap Volkswagen bug parts and stuff. It's pretty common in this world, I suppose, from what I've read. Then there'll be typical craft vendors, $35 fee. Food vendors, looking at approximately 15, and these numbers could change, plus or minus, I don't know. Looking at $110 inspection fee, and that includes a permit, and I think our permit fee is only $90. So there's a little bit of padding in there for some revenue generation, and they're covered for overtime for Chris to come out and to do the event. And then there's a $40 vendor fee, so we'll be making $40 for the event, plus $110 per permit for the town, times 15. $5 entry fee before 2 p.m. after 7 o'clock. After 3 p.m. it's going to be a $7 entry fee. Children under 10 free. Just as proposed, that could change up or down a little bit once I consult with Parks and Rec. And like I said, this is pretty much myself and a few other gurus that I've leaned on for advice because they've done these events before. From a legal standpoint, spent some time with Bobby Starnes, as well as the Corps of Engineers. Let's attack the alcohol policy first. Per our Corps of Engineers agreement, I spoke with Doug Cox and James Murphy, met with them individually to see if I got the same answer from both of them. In person, I was told that they have no official alcohol policy other than no glass allowed in the park. Okay, so then I compared that policy to the Our Lands and Waters event at Summerfest, which was heavily, had alcohol all over it. And who was patrolling that event? Hickory Creek was, because of our agreement with the Parks and Wildlife Department, or I'm sorry, the Corps. So it was 2 of our officers that patrolled that event, and I'll tell you, I saw glass all over the place. I saw bottles of whiskey in the street. So that will not happen. If we do this event, that will not happen at our event, okay? I'm not condoning that. We are not going to sell alcohol on site because we don't want to get involved with any TABC. But I'm told by every one of these organizations, including the folks in McKinney, that if we don't allow them to if we don't allow the participants that come to the concert and the participants that camp there to bring in their own cooler of aluminum cans, it won't be a successful event. And to me, that's a deal killer. I don't want to have a limiting factor like that that's not going to prove successful in this particular business model. If it was a different event, I completely understand why it's not needed. But a barbecue cook-off or something like this, I feel it would kill the deal if we completely eliminate it. Okay, but no glass, no liquor, talking aluminum cans. All right. Bobby Starnes was fine with that. Corps of Engineers is fine with that. Let's see, liability insurance requirements. So we will get an event writer, and Christy, you'd given us guidance that we had done that at former events, and I forgot what that fee was, so I did not add that into my calculation. Do you have any idea what?
I do not remember, and it may just be that they write it with our policy. I'll have to get with Elizabeth and ask.
If I put a $500 estimate on that, is that
I
fair?
think that's high. I want to say, if anything, it was $100.
Okay, for a 3-day event, okay.
That was for a 1-day event, so it might be different for a 3-day event. So
Okay.
I
I
will.
guess it's a 1-day, no, 2-day public event, sorry, the car show. Okay, cool. The ACE permit, that's just a permit from the Corps. They've already given me verbal, but Porter Walker is actually doing the walking permit through the actual process for the Corps of Engineers per our contract approvals needed for a special event. Some marketing and communications ideas. We've already talked about the website a little bit. Pre-registration for camping, vendors, volunteer sign-up, T-shirts. We have the option of putting Town of Hickory Creek annual passes on the website and selling them, going to PayPal, circling back to, Christie will be the treasurer. We would propose that Christie be the treasurer and have access. She pulls from that PayPal account for the event. Let's see, flyers, shirts, dash plaques. The dash plaques are something that the cars like. This is the 1937 volume of water, something to identify them in the car show. Volkswagen show car, best in bug, best in van, best in patina. Once again, not my wheelhouse, but we do have an expert that will guide us through this process for success. Park shutdown alerts, so that'll be addressed in communication, where to go in the event of a tornado, where to go in the event of a fire. We're going to have guidance on the website, and the campers will have that in hard copy whenever they register and when they come in. Potentially a Facebook page for the event. Not sold on that, just something that Parks wants to talk about. Sound system, the town of Hickory, the TCOC, the Church of Corinth, would be happy to let us borrow their soundboard. They would bring somebody to work the soundboard, and we would, of course, allow them to do, they've got a youth rock band, and they've got an adult band, and they would do several little mini concerts for us out Saturday afternoon before the proposed big bands get there. The big bands will bring their own stuff. We might also consider having Jeffrey's sound system out there just for public service announcements or whatever else that we might need. And we did include an incidental fee to throw some money towards the use of town property. Marketing, also, we think that the Volktoberfest in McKinney on September 28th will be a really good way for the Parks and Rec volunteers and several of us to go and attend this event, learn their best practice, figure out what works, what doesn't, figure out that they do this every year, and they say it's their biggest fundraising generator for their Parks Department. I don't know why, so I'd like to go and see. I'd like to figure out where that success is coming from. While we're there, I'm considering possibly the town or personally buying a booth and passing out flyers to our event at that booth and giving it to their campers to try to get our campers, their campers to come over to our event. So I think that's just a good way to market it. And then my number one project, it could make or break this as well, is I want one big sponsor, one big title sponsor, and I'm working with the general manager of Louisville Volkswagen, and I'm working with the general manager of Irving. I'm asking for $5,000, and for that $5,000, that will pay for their name on volunteer T-shirts, their name on shirts that can be purchased online with the event logo on it. It'll get them premium events, and I'm sorry, I'm going off the top of my head and not looking on my favorite stuff and skipping stuff. I apologize. Just give them the opportunity to be a part, because that's really their people. And they have a Volkswagen Bug database that buy parts and oil changes and buy cars from them. If we can talk them into email blasting this out to their customers, come to the Hickory Creek Volkswagen event, it's just another way to hopefully boost revenue for the event and boost attendance for the event. We also consider billboards, working with the Chamber of Commerce. By the way, this was an event that was proposed to one of our sister cities, and I guess the National Association, when they looked at things, said they would prefer to work with our town and prefer to work in Sycamore. So if we tell them no, we might still see a business model very similar, close to home. The actual shows, Eric and Robin Curtis, they've got a little bit of experience in helping us with these. scheduling the events, the awards, judges, town stroll. One question we had is if we had, if we take 20 buses and 20 Beetles, and we have them come through Walmart, pass out flyers in Walmart, go through Sonic, and just drive it around the town all together, unique old 70s, 60s bugs, is a permit needed for them to be able to market that or to go together as a group. We're also going to do a Volkswagen parade from Sycamore Bend to the Louisville dealership if they sponsor us. Once again, just showing a line of cars. We'd like one of our officers to escort them. I did talk to Mr. Starnes, or Officer Starnes, about this. Said it wouldn't be a big deal in the middle of the afternoon to escort them to the dealership. Just kind of make a big deal about this. And once again, hand out flyers to people that might be at the dealership, come back around, go through the Lake Cities, just kind of making it fun and doing something different. This is not something that's been done at other events. It's an idea that is just growing amongst the Parks and Rec group. So that's the town stroll or parade or whatever you want to call it. That would be done on Saturday. Historical research that we've done, we've looked at sample vendor agreements and exhibitor agreements, trying to get other business models. And what we're finding is that most of these that are held on private land, they continue to do these because they're charging parking fees and letting them park in their pastures, camp in their pastures, and they're making some pretty good money off of it. Being town property, it's a little bit different. My goal isn't to make money. My goal is to not cost the town any money. I would like for this to be as close to a cost neutral or revenue generating to put money back in the parks budget. That is my ultimate goal for this event. Other events, Paul Keatingman, he's a great entertainer. We want to rope in some of the stage entertainment, see what he can come up with, maybe giving some golf tips or I don't know what it is.
Chris Gordon?
That's right. You don't know my golf tips. Bands. Man, you talk about some fun stuff. I have, anybody heard of Emerald City? Great little band. Unfortunately, they're booked for the day. They are pricey. You're right, they're very pricey. They have 6 little sub-bands, and all 6 of them are booked for that Saturday night already. So then I called The Freak. The Freak's already booked. They would have been a great little 70s band. Trying to find 70s, go along with the theme of tie-dye and Volkswagen and all that stuff. Swan Song is available. School of Rock is available. I've got 5 or 6 others. And just for an example, if we use the group Swan Song, Rich Pilgrim is the lead singer. He's a former Marine, a buddy of mine who now works at Bell Helicopter. But it's a Led Zeppelin tribute band. They play at Daddy-O, from small venues from Daddy-O's over on 407 in Flower Mound, or I guess it's Louisville, all the way to the House of Blues downtown West End. And they charge anywhere from $1,500 to $15,000, depending on the venue. They sell out the House of Blues every time they're in Dallas. They have people that follow them. They have groupies. It's hilarious. So if we were able to get them, and Rich has been in my house, he was at one of our election parties, in fact. I don't know if you remember him or not. But he will give us a heck of a deal if we can get them on this particular night. That would bring additional people that would just come in that evening to bring their chairs or sit on the floor on a blanket, sit on the grass with a blanket, and just watch Swan Song play in the park. The guys in the band were really excited about it because they've never played in an outdoor stage, except for a large amphitheater with 30,000 people there. They think it's really cool to do something small and intimate and be a part of this. They were jazzed about it. And then we've also got Rodney Barton's belly dancing group. I guess his wife and Tom Bond's wife said that we could have several little local talent acts performing. Look at stuff for kids. The animal lady that does all the animal tricks. The bubble lady that does all of the bubbles. Balloon artist. Several different options for that. We're also going to have proposed that we have the Arbor Day celebration at the same time. We'll have a prime audience of true tree huggers there from the 70s, and it would be the largest attended Arbor Day celebration we've ever had. That's for sure. So just kind of combining those two events. Teresa Blake's in charge of the children's event. Rick Marsh, the gentleman who cooked all the food for our TOPS event, would be in charge of making sure that our volunteers were well taken care of as far as food and drink beverages for it. We're also talking about possibly having a Wounded Warriors auction out there to sell stuff at live or silent auction on stage that would help provide some funding for next year's Wounded Warriors opportunity. We would want to have a day of event volunteer coordinator, looking at Tom, Harry, Porter, Sharon, to combine that work. We would like to have a program map, a schedule of events that we would put online as well as hand out locally, making posters. This will be we've got several scout troops that will help volunteer, pick up trash, direct traffic, but it will be a non-scouting event. Scouts can't officially support an event that has alcohol, but the troop leaders are taking it. It's still a good community service opportunity for them. So Scouts are committed to it. Need somebody at the front gate, of course, taking entrance fees and stopping traffic, a stage manager, camping manager, parking manager, traffic flow, rovers, transportation. Got a couple of outside the box thoughts here. One thing that we're looking, we all know that the inflow and outflow of Sycamore Bend is less than optimal. So what we'd like to do is we get all the campers in on Friday night, we get them scheduled. It's closed to the public, say Friday after 5, okay? It becomes a special event Friday after 5, opens back up to the public Sunday at 5. So Friday night, we would have one officer on duty that would be paid overtime, separate from the event, not from the town. In his backup, of course, he would have the normal Lake Cities, whatever. We would stop the traffic Saturday morning when people come for the event. We've got a couple of proposals. One proposal is that we work with Walmart and we create a Volkswagen Corral in the back of their parking lot where people can park, go inside the Walmart, buy their beer, buy their blanket, buy their camp chair, buy their sandwiches, buy their picnic food, buy their cooler, buy their ice, come back out, get on the Volkswagen customer service bus from Louisville Volkswagen, and they will transport them to Sycamore Bend in, and will transport people out. Just a proposal, not approved yet. That's one of the things that I'm trying to get accomplished with this sponsorship. Both Louisville and Irving both have the ability to do it. We're just working through the liabilities, the legal, and all that stuff, getting people in and out for a Sunday afternoon car show and an all-day Saturday, bands, visitors, festivities, exhibits, whatever. If that doesn't work, we'll look at a private transportation company with 1 or 2 buses coming and rotating people in and out all day. Let's see here. If Walmart gets too full, we might could talk to Cornelia Square about being a backup for it. And then I've also spoken to, oh my gosh, I just forgot his name, the barbecue stand, Treadways. He would love for people to park in his back pasture because they could come and buy barbecue sandwiches from him. He said we could do that all day, and that's even closer, going straight down Park Ridge, down to Sycamore Bend. So we've got a couple of options. We don't know which one is best yet. It's going to depend on if we get Volkswagen customer service vehicles to transport people, or if we're going to have to hire private transportation or come up with something else. But I know that's an issue. We don't want people coming in on Saturday in their cars. We want the park to be locked down, okay? But I think it would be optimum to have it at Walmart parking lot so they can go in and get the groceries and come back out and jump on the bus if we can come up with a business plan that works for Walmart as well. Public Works, Jeff, porta potties. I think we estimated $1,000 for porta potties. You give me any guidance there? What should we expect?
Well,
20, 25 men's, 20 women's, something like that?
yeah, probably. I think they estimate each one of them like 50 people for an 8-hour period, something like that.
Okay, I put in 750 for the weekend. Is that a little under?
Probably. I think I did about 1,000. You got 2 on location now, so you could, I think 1,000 you'd be fine.
Okay.
And if they get to a point where they start getting full, you just call the company and they'll come and pump them out too, because that's already built into that fee.
Okay. Good to know. Let's see here.
So Public Works on that, Chris, you're estimating only 20 hours? Set up, tear down, clean the park?
That's what I'm estimating, yes. But once again, it depends on how many volunteers I got and how in-depth we need to do with that. We don't have to set up many barriers if we're only blocking it off from the entrance back. If we have to block off separate areas, that's kind of an intangible for me right now. But I'm just estimating having a couple of guys available to take trash in and out for the campers. I think that's where the majority of the trash would be, is in that camping area. And when I talked to Joe James over at Waste Management, he said that we're allowed up to 3 special events per year per our contract, where they'll bring us they'll drop off a big dumpster before the event, the big ones, and pick it up after the event, and they'll include up to 75 box enclosures to go throughout the general area. So that's a nice cost savings. And I'm also hitting up Mr. James for sponsorship of the event as well. Don't have answers yet. I need to provide him council approval and firm dates, and then I'll officially